the New York Times got a lot of flack, both internally and externally from people. They released an op-ed from Tom Cotton, who's a senator out of Arkansas. And Tom Cotton's piece, and I'll link to it, Tom Cotton's piece, and props to the New York Times, they're not going to be running the print, but they've kept the piece up, which major props to them for doing that. But they got a lot of flack because it basically, if you read the piece, it was in support of, basically bring in the troops. We need to restore order, and it was all in support of squashing the violence, but and bada bing, bada boom. So it was all boom, gung ho, bring the troops in, let's restore order, and they got a lot of flack for this. And here's the thing. So anyone that thinks the New York Times shouldn't have op-eds like that, first of all, it's an op-ed. It's clearly labeled as such. Anyone that has a problem with this, I ask you this: isn't it better that we know what our elected officials are thinking? So this is a senator out of Arkansas. This man is responsible for the legislation of 320 million Americans. I want to know what he's thinking. I don't think it's helpful, and I don't think it does. I don't understand the point that we shouldn't put these dangerous ideas out there because they there's arguments that it's false, it's giving it a platform, right? And I hear that, but the issue is when that person, this isn't some crackpot, right? This is someone that is a senator of Arkansas. The citizens need to know what he's thinking, and to that end, I think the New York Times did the right thing by publishing it. If there's someone in my government that represents me, granted he's a senator out of Arkansas, but he's still legislating on things that affect my life, I want to know, especially if they're wrong, especially if I think they have dangerous ideas, please publish it. Please publish it. I want to know that. If anything, I want to know that more than I want to know things that I already agree with. I want to know the things that are dangerous. I want that to get out there. There's this notion that like we shouldn't give a platform to someone like that, because as if the idea is going to infect us, as if someone's going to read that and they're going to then all of a sudden agree with it. Now, I have some sympathy to that argument, but overall, we need to be able to we need to trust that we're adults engaging in idea warfare, which is what civilization is. It's idea warfare. It's this idea versus this idea. We vote on it. Boom. That's what it is. So anything that's going to help more ideas spread and help more dialogue and get more out there, have more transparency, I'm all for. So I commend the New York Times for I don't agree with Tom Cotton's piece at all. But I'm glad that I know about it, and I would not know about it if the New York Times not publish that. So I think we need to give ourselves a little bit more credit and not try to just deplatform or not listen to any idea we don't agree with, especially when it's from an elected official. That's why we need to know what our elected officials are thinking. And this is kind of a broader trend. I mean, we've seen this on college campuses. We've seen people's ideas, protest to prevent certain people from coming and speaking on college campuses. Now, I'm all for protest. Please protest. But don't do it as a way to silence people. If you think someone's ideas are wrong, let the idea marketplace tell them out. I've always been a fan. Get the wrong ideas. If anything, we should get these ideas out there more, so that we can look at them and we can debate them and call them, point out why they are wrong, and that's how this stuff works. Silencing is not a way. Again, what happens when you silence someone? They use it as a crutch. They say, "Oh, look, I'm being silenced because people don't want to hear that." They use it as a way to garner even more support. So let the ideas get out there. Please protest. Please protest when someone, on college campus. Go ahead, protest. But you can't then storm into the room and prevent certain people from speaking and having a dialogue. Dialogue is a fundamental part of a democracy. And think of it this way: 100 years ago, the issues that were being silenced were ones that many would support now. I mean, take civil rights, for example. You think those ideas were very easy to disseminate 100 years ago? Absolutely not. Of course not. That's why you can never be in the business of or never try to be in the business of, this should be this, we can talk about this, but this should not be allowed to be discussed. No, no, no. Get the ideas out there, and let the idea market figure it out, because in the long run, transparency wins. In the long run, the more we know about what people are thinking, the more we talk about things, the better we do as a democracy, the better we do as a civilization. Even and especially the bad stuff. I want to know the bad stuff. Sarah Silverman has a great take on this when she loves when racist videos. She was specifically talking about anti-Semitism, and she loved when racist videos against Jews would come to light. She loved when they would be leaked, and she loved that because she could point to it, because the Jewish community could point to it and say, "See, this is real. This actually happens." So when it's important to get this stuff out there, to air it out. Don't let these ideas just shove off in the corner and fester. We need to start a dialogue. We need to get we need to have more dialogue rather, and we need to let even the bad ideas, let them get out there. Let's debate them head to head. Now there is a where I'll draw the line is that doesn't mean we go on CNN and have give two positions on everything that where somebody doesn't deserve a second position. I'm not saying that, but when there's an elected official, give extra deference to an elected official to let them speak their mind, because they are responsible for legislating, and I want to know what my legislators are thinking. That's fundamental to the way a democracy works. I want to know what they're thinking.